I'm Gunnery Sergeant Brooks. I'm the Chief Instructor for the Infantry Weapons Course at Infantry Training Battalion. So the new course we have is the Infantry Common Corps and the Infantry Rifleman course. The reason for the name change is we kind of refocus some of the training that we've done with our privates. For the Infantry Common Corps, starting off with the basic warfighting skills that every infantryman needs to know, and then around the 8-week mark, they break off and they do the Infantry Rifleman course, and then you have the Infantry Weapons courses, teaching machine gunners, mortarmen, and anti-tank missilemen. Not so much difference, just a improve of what we've done in the past with new changing threats that Marines are going to face on the battlefield. So we kind of refocused our efforts to kind of combat those things that they're going to see in the 21st century combat. So things that we've seen in combat zones across the world, there's going to be new threats with UAVs, with the use of artillery, and how people are employing their soldiers or troops. We've built a warfighter that's able to adapt to those changes, that can combat those threats, just increasing our lethality across the board as a Marine Corps infantry. I think they should expect to be molded into a warfighter and everything that entails that. Expect to be challenged every day from sunup to sundown. Expect to put in a lot of hard work and a lot of hard hours of continuous reps to get the small things right, doing things over and over and over again, trying to perfect our craft as warfighters. And expect to begin to understand the hardships of what it takes to be in a combat scenario, just to get a small taste of what some of the Marines of the past have gone through, from World War I, World War II, to recently to Iraq and Afghanistan. Kind of understand the hardships that it actually does take to be in the Marine Corps infantry. So once they get to week 8, they're going to focus on their primary MOS, the 0311, the riflemen. They have to be able to maneuver in any climate place, from jungle environments to desert to urban environments. Their ability to close with the enemy, that's where they're going to learn and perfect that craft. For the 0331, their job is to provide a high volume, constant machine gun fire on the enemy, stopping them from doing what they want to do, constantly suppressing the enemy and stopping their actions, and learning the medium and heavy machine gun that we have in our arsenal. For the 0341 mortarmen, they're training to provide that fast, quick response, indirect fire capabilities on the enemies through high angle explosives, smoke, or illumination. And it's easily available to any infantry unit that they're supporting. For the 0352, the anti-tank missilemen, their job is to detect and engage high-value enemy armored vehicles like tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers, and destroy those, eliminating them from the battlefield. If they can highly affect a small expeditious unit, then it's their job to eliminate that threat. So during the final training event for the WarX, you'll see all these MOSs working together for a final attack, and they get to see how each MOS supports the fight, supports in a culminating event, all having that one common goal of closing with and destroying the enemy. I think the most challenging aspect for the student is going to be coming into the realization that, whatever brought them into the Marine Corps, whether it be stories they heard from past or some of the videos that they've seen, they actually realize that it takes a lot of hard work to actually become that. People in the videos, they make it seem easy, but you don't see the hard work that they put in, the constant hours of training and getting ready and just preparing themselves for whatever engagement they're getting into. When they come into that realization, they actually realize that it's going to take a lot out of me. It's going to take a lot of work and effort, a lot of grind to get to that level. The most challenging aspect for the instructors is we only have them for 12 weeks. So my combat instructors, they have an immense amount of knowledge that they're trying to pour into the student, give them everything. So they're constantly trying to find new ways to teach, to instruct the students, to give them everything that, that they got from their leaders, and everything that they didn't have, they're giving to them in new ways, by new teaching methods, trying to pour all that they have and all their knowledge into these students within 12 weeks. I think that's the most challenging part. So for combat instructors, for them to be successful, they really have to pour in a lot of hours, a lot of dedication to the students, to coach, to mentor, to bring them from zero baseline infantry knowledge to have a mindset that I have to give everything to this student because he could use some of this knowledge in combat. So I have to give him the largest base that I can, that the student can build upon once he gets to the fleet and he continues to be a professional of the craft. He's continuing to learn. He's continuing to adapt to any changes that he may see in combat. So when you think about global force management and what the Fleet Marine Force has to do, it's our job to provide them with a capable, ready warfighter that can understand what he's doing from the lowest level to the next level as team leader or squad leader. They're ready to take on those roles as they continue to learn, as they continue to progress. They're ready to face any engagement that we may face in the future. I'm highly confident in what these students are learning here today. They're getting a lot more than what I got, 16 years ago when I went through SOY. So I'm confident that they have a good baseline from where they're starting at. And as they continue to learn and they continue to grow and progress, and they're learning about the different engagements and the different tactics that the enemy's using, they're going to be able to adapt. They're going to be able to figure out a way to win, and they're going to be very capable warfighters once they get to the fleet. The biggest thing I wanted to just highlight is the amount of hours and the time and the effort that these combat instructors are putting day in, day out. They're losing time with their families and they're losing time with their kids or just doing whatever they wanted to do, but they're putting majority of their life as a combat instructor, and they're putting it into the students, and that's very commendable for them to doing that, because it's a hard thing to do an SDA, and to do this job that we're asking them to do, and to do it every day with a smile on their face. And I think they enjoy it. They enjoy, making their replacements, because when my time's done or their time's done in the Marine Corps, all the students, they're going to be the future team leaders, the future squad leaders, the future platoon sergeants. They come to gunnery sergeants. So starting that baseline or where they're at, it's very humbling to know that they're doing that, and it makes all the sacrifices worth it.